Okay, welcome to the Millo Maddix Show. My name is Millo. This is James Brown. This is the first installment in a series of, I guess, episodes I want to do discussing things that maybe we all feel a little bit different about. To me, our country, our nation, seems divided physically, mentally, and spiritually. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, a lot of controversy. It's a good time to talk about it. The only way we're going to solve it is to talk about it. So I got with me today James Brown. He's a pretty good guy, solid guy, creative guy. And we have different views on things. We have same views on things. We have a lot of common ground. But we have differences. And we're going to talk about a few things today. And we're going to get an angle. And hopefully we can find some truth in the middle. So James, do you want to introduce yourself or anything? We can jump into it. Let's do it, because people's attention spans. All right. So the first thing we can talk about, this is totally off script. We haven't practiced, but it's real. First thing let's talk about is something that's hot right now. Probably gonna die out in another week. Everybody's gonna forget about it, like I was telling you earlier. Is the Colin Kaepernick situation? Okay. So I don't know everything about this topic. I've read certain things that he said. I understand the situation. And I'm of the opinion. Now, I know a lot of people support his sitting, and they compare it to a lot of other historical events that were truly historical. You get what I'm saying? These weren't backup quarterbacks. You get what I'm saying? These weren't backup quarterbacks. You're talking about Rosa Parks, who's a legend, civil rights legend. And then you have, the guy at the Olympics, world stage, a world stage. Okay, that's for people everywhere, and they're comparing it to this. Now, this to me sitting down, all I got to know about the situation is he sat down during the national anthem to prove a point. Our country's in a time of division right now, and I think the only way we're gonna get through it is if we're united. Kind of like the United States of America, something like that. Let's follow our mission statement here, but. You got Colin Kaepernick. He sits down. He says he's protesting this. There's oppression. It speaks out about all these issues. Okay, Colin, we get it. We get it. Everybody's stressed out. Right now, we're in a very disenfranchised country. We're in a frustrated country. Everybody's frustrated. Things just ain't happening like we're used to them happening. You get what I'm saying? Things just ain't happening. We're kind of spoiled. Me and you both right now got enough money to go buy anything we wanted to eat, probably, if we really wanted to. Now, that's saying a lot more than for a lot of people. And you got this guy, Kaepernick. Now, he sits down. Understand it. I understand there's issues. But what a horrible way, to me, in my opinion. Maybe not a horrible way. Let's not get too crazy. But the wrong way. The wrong way. Maybe an immature way. Maybe like somebody that's been playing football all their life way. They sit down during the national anthem. And then instead of just sitting down, hey, I'm not going to stand up. You get what I'm saying? No, this is why I sat down. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I get it. But you have a voice. You get interviewed every game. You have plenty of money. Way more money. Look, I'm talking on this. I don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting my message out there. You have plenty of money. You have plenty. And you choose this way to go. And we're supposed to love each other. We're supposed to love each other. You want racists to get along. But here you go, sitting down, and you say, oh, but I do support. No, you don't. You don't support the vets. Because those vets, when they go over there and they fight, they take that flag very serious. They take the national anthem very serious. They don't care that you say, oh, they're getting mistreated. Guess what? Everybody knows they're getting mistreated. Everybody does. And you're gonna come and you're gonna make that point and you're gonna cause controversy. All of a sudden now you're speaking out. Where was this? Where was this? Because to me, it looks like if you do lose your quarterback job, it wasn't because of this. It's because you've been fell off. Mm-hmm. You've been fell off. And you haven't put no work in. You were given $100 million. There's a lot of traits I don't like about this guy necessarily. But you do support it somewhat. Now, I agree with what Colin Kaepernick said. Don't get me wrong. I think it was the wrong thing to do. I don't think it should be praised. We got people killing our police, and we got police killing our people. And the only way we're going to get through it is if we're united. That's the only way. That's the only way.
Yeah, man, I think that's huge. I actually do agree with him sitting down. I got a couple thoughts. The first one I would think is like there's only been a few times where there's been one that I can think of. You let me know if there's another person. There's only been one person I know that in who he was greater than the message he stood for. And Rosa Parks, she wasn't greater than her message. Martin Luther King wasn't greater than his message. The message was more important than they were. So Colin Kaepernick, people hold him to a high standard, but it's like who he is doesn't matter in this right now. How much money he makes doesn't matter. What position he plays, where he is, it doesn't matter. It helps to get the message out, but the message is bigger than him. But we spend more time, I think, on who he is rather than on the message. And I think it's beneficial because what he did was beneficial because we're here talking about it. I've had like.
It opens up a conversation.
Right.
It opens up a discussion.
That's what he wanted.
Okay.
So in that case, it's beneficial. Now, what if he didn't do this? It'll be a matter of a month, maybe 2 months, and someone will get shot by a policeman, and then we'll talk about it. So I'd rather be somebody sitting down the national anthem that causes just as much as a ripple effect to the country for people to talk about racism and depression and oppression. Rather than that, I'd rather that be the case than it to be a cop killing somebody or like whatever it might be. You know?
So what you're saying is you rather this open up the conversation rather than something happen and the conversation have to be open.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
were there other reasons why you support sitting down?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think it's almost like a checks and balance to our country that he has the right to do so. That's the First Amendment, the freedom of speech. And people say, well, people are fighting overseas for this country, for his freedoms. I'm like, yeah, that's right. So why are you trying to neglect? Why are you trying to take away his freedoms? He has the freedom to sit down. So let him sit down. So it's like the soldiers are fighting for his freedom to stand or sit, and in doing so, it's gonna cause our country to be better. So so definitely I support it, and I kind of agree that there could have been better ways, but I'd like to know which way.
Okay, we can go which way because that needs to be part of the discussion. Right. We all need to learn from the Colin Kaepernick situation. This is not the way to go about it, and I do believe that with my full heart. Mm-hmm. I believe that. I think it's the truth. That's not the way we need to go about dealing with things like that. Mm-hmm. We need to be more constructive because you got a lot of hate. You get what I'm saying? When you do something like that, it feeds hate. Right. It feeds hate.
Has there ever been a protest where the person was liked for protesting? If not, if you don't cause that tension, then there's no protest.
No, you're right. No, you're right. Okay, you're right about that.
It has to rub you wrong.
But the 2 points. The one was it opened up the discussion, and then 2. What was it again?
This is freedom. It's just,
oh yeah, the freedom. Yeah, the freedom. Okay. 1, it opens up discussion. 2, there's the freedom. Okay. That's what the discussion I think has been open. And if it hasn't been open, it needs to stay open. Because like you said, we've had cop killings. We've had police killings. We've had killings just in general. Look at Chicago. Now this place is a mess. And everybody knows about it. The whole world probably knows about it. You're looking at a situation, the discussion needs to be had. It needs to be out there. It's open, but I think it's open, and he contributed. That's what I'm saying. I think we'll forget about this, just like we've forgotten about everything. Just like we forgot about the guy shot, dying in his car.
Yeah, I agree. We will forget about it, but I know before this, like in what we're doing now, right now we're discussing the person, and then next we're going to discuss the message.
Okay.
It's my hope in that time to enlighten you and other people who are listening. It's like I can share on these oppressions he's talking about. That's oftentimes missed, and then that won't be forgetting. You will always remember that conversation I had with you. You will always remember how my friend James Brown felt and how his view was on the world.
True.
That will stick with you and go beyond any time. But Kaepernick, you'll forget.
Yeah, exactly. We'll forget about the Kaepernick, but we will remember like you said, we'll remember the conversations we had about it, and it'll be substantive for that reason. But and another one is his freedom. Now, to me, the anthem, I get the message. Look, the message was fine. The message needed to be said. I would approve of the message 100% of the time, and maybe we're going to agree. We're just going to have to, I don't know, we'll agree about sitting down. Now, a lot of people, look, there's a picture shared, don't know if it's real, probably was Photoshopped, about the Congress or whatever sitting down. You know, a lot of people, look, it's the flag, we get it. Look, we're paying a lot of taxes. Let's be jerks about it. But, and you know, it ain't like it ain't like I say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. You get what I'm saying? It ain't like I say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. Okay, I obviously don't care about that much. So look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest about it. None of us care that freaking much about it. But like you said, it opened up. So I agree 100%. It did do something. But right now, I feel like we're in a critical time in our country. Yeah. This is critical times. This is like heart surgery type times.
But when has it not been?
We're always in a mess, bro. And we're always in a mess. And we got to find some way to be stable. That if we're always in a mess, bro, like if my room's always a mess every day, you know what that tells me? I need to clean it up. I need to get some fundamental things. Like I need to wake up in the morning. I need to make my bed. I need to put things back. I need to whatever. And the problem solved. And then for the rest of my life, I have a clean room. You get what I'm saying?
Until you mess it up again.
And it's going to get messed up.
But we're not perfect.
We're not perfect. But, hey, look, we're $21 trillion in debt. We're that much. We're very imperfect. So then you say to open up discussion. And then I think maybe we need to be patriotic. And now, it is his freedom. Look, he got all the freedom in the world. But the reason why he got freedom, he lives in this great country.
Right, but it's hard.
He lives in a great country.
It's hard for, I would say more so, it's hard for minorities to be patriotic because we don't necessarily experience justice for all. We don't necessarily experience freedom and all these things that our country stands for. And that's why he's speaking, because I don't. When people say he disrespected the American flag, only people who are really like hurt about that were the majority race. Everybody else is like, okay, they ain't talking to me. Why is that? We don't associate ourselves.
And it's very low percentage of a minority would argue.
Right.
Honestly. You're not gonna find many. The majority says, you know what? Hell yeah, sit down.
Like he's not talking to me when he did that. I'm like, he's not disrespecting me, because because it's not like I go around saying I'm not American, but it's like I feel like I'm always I feel like I'm trying to. There's times where we don't feel that same justice for all, and there's moments. There's just a general idea of like, you guys have the freedom too, you have the opportunity too, and I can't come at people who believe that in any way. I understand why they feel that way, but the opportunity is not the same. It's not, and I can share with sometimes like in what ways it's not, but that's what no minority in that time felt like. I can't say no. Some minorities they get into they get into the popular crowd and they become, hey, you guys. But anyway, so I'm just saying like we don't feel that same freedom. So it's hard for us to become patriotic.
It is a different angle. No matter what I say, I'm never gonna see it through the lens of having a different skin color in a country that has had a history of being, discriminating.
All right, you might not, but I think that's what you could do, rather than saying like, what would it be like to be a minority? Just speak on what it's like to be a majority.
Well, I don't think I know, bro, because that's one of the things I wish people may understand. I may not be black. I'm half Hispanic. Okay, let's put that out there, and we can see my last name. Look, I get judged from my last name.
Right.
When people don't see Johnson or Adams or Stevens, it's over, bro. What? I can't pronounce it. Jara, what is it? It's Jaramillo. It's actually a very nice name. It's better than the basic names out there. But, you look at it and, bro, I've been judged for my last name.
Right, but that shows you that like, that shows two things. People are truly being judged based off of their skin color, and then once you get to the name, it's like now it's going back to your race or ethnicity. So it's like, you might be straight walking up in a place before I am. Why is that? Because your skin, you look like that.
I can get in. Look, right. I can get in without no type of deal, bro. Without no type of deal.
They look at the name like, oh wait a minute.
It isn't till maybe my name comes up. But at the same time, raised single mother, 20 years old, had 2 kids by the time she was 22. Which, a lot of people, hey, they got more kids at that age. I don't care. It's still a struggle. Look, I'm 23. I can't handle a kid right. I got a dog. I can barely handle. Barely spend enough time with. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And on top of that, she been working since I don't know when. I don't know when's the last time she started working or had a vacation or had anything. So I'm saying, first, hey, my family don't have a history of going to college. Understand? Like a lot. I understand what you're talking about. I work in a place that a lot of people, my mom went here, very privileged in some ways. But I do understand struggling struggling,
Yeah.
no matter what race you are. And one thing I've learned is, and maybe recently, is that you can't necessarily. I understand. First of all, let me say I understand what you're talking about. It is different. Would I feel patriotic towards a country that didn't give me no rights for a long time? But it's just an issue, man. It really is. It's understandable.
Right.
And I guess where some that's what I'm saying. Our country's going a lot of ways right now. Our country's going a lot of ways, and I think it's best to go forward. I think it's best to understand.
How do we do that?
We go forward.
We can't just go forward thinking that I'm just gonna give you some money and everything gonna be okay.
That's not the way. That's not the way. But the only way to change is to start today. Right. The only way to change is to start now.
Right.
You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, I know I need to change."
Right. And then starting today, as we move forward, we gotta understand that there has been like minorities have been here and majority has been here. So when we say, all right, let's start today, we gotta understand we're all not equal. So we start today and we're still behind. So it's like, in doing so, we gotta be able to, like, as a majority, come back and help bring it.
But James,
what's up?
We don't live really too far removed from slavery. We don't live too far removed from the Civil Rights Act. Not too far, historically. Now, slavery been going on for a long time, bro. Mm-hmm. It's gonna take a minute to catch up. Yeah. I mean, realistically, it can't happen tomorrow. This is going to be a constant process. It's going to take a minute. And I'm not saying be okay. Okay, it's just going to take time. Let's be okay with it. Because it's still not okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We don't have time for this just to evolve.
Right. And the thing is, like, in the time that we don't have, there are still people who have a foundation built on, they have a strong foundation financially that was built off of some past manipulations.
But you can't assume. Now, you're not assuming this. But you can't assume that all white people got it made.
They don't.
Because white people struggling now.
That's why on those Facebook posts I was saying that when Colin Kaepernick is sitting here saying this stuff, all white people feel, I'm being general, but a lot of white people feel like he's disrespecting me and my country. But the thing is, he's not talking to you. You think he's talking to you, the middle working white class? He's not talking to you. He's talking to the rich. He's not talking to you because you're sitting here, you're working with us.
I think
we've been fooled to argue with each other, and he's not talking to them.
I think the biggest issue wasn't race in that situation against opposing arguments. Right. Because what I would like to say is that was just all the way the wrong way to do it. You got a voice, bro. You got a voice. You can say that any day of the week and it'll get attention. Mm-hmm. But not standing for your country when you see countries falling apart. The countries are falling apart. Yeah. Somebody posted a picture today of a country that was demanding new government. And hey, I ain't gonna say no words about that, but
Kaepernick's not. He's not. We're not holding ourselves to a standard of another country, but rather we're holding ourselves to a standard that we created ourselves.
That we created. I understand.
So, because if we're gonna do that, we can always be like, we're good to go because everybody else sucks.
But here's what the race issue is tough because I have a lot of friends that are African American. Now it made me sad when I started realizing what was going on. That feel automatically oppressed, assuming because look, one of my friends, I said, Mike, what I'm trying to tell you is I understand struggling. And I said, single mom. He said, oh, well, you're trying to say all black people got single parents. I said, you have two parents, you had a household, they had the people we were mentioning, all African American, okay? That's what I'm saying. You cannot automatically assume that just because my skin is a different color, that I have a better chance of doing anything with my life than you. And if you do think that way, look, don't. No matter, that's just life advice 101. That's just life advice 101. Don't worry if anybody, unless it harms you.
To some extent, you can assume it because of, like, I know you can't, like, everybody has different paths they can go on, and people have potentials that can, like, exceed somebody else's, like, skin color, whatever it might be. But there's a reality to the fact that if me and you both graduate from Troy University, like, your degree it's gonna be better than my degree at face, like if they see us together. Mine might actually be better than yours on name, but
James Brown, I would hire him first. I say this guy,
right?
FBI.
And I keep forgetting that you're Hispanic, so and that's because there's this implicit racial bias that I'm seeing with my eyes. That's been created by it's our culture. We created that.
And another thing, my family, my family's very. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Not a white culture, not a white culture.
And it's funny. When you were pledging in fraternity, I always said to myself, and probably said to other people, said Millo is more culturally black than anybody else in his fraternity.
Yeah, and
that's what's funny.
And that's why I do have some. I don't have no say so or nothing like that. But listen, all my best friends all my life been African American. Now you want me to probably tell you why? Because we the same demographic, bro. The same broke people, the same going through the struggle, the same how we get out of this mess, the same problems, bro. That's how you get friends. You got the same type deals going on. You know, you have the same type deal. You know, that's to me that's an honoring thing to say that I'm cultured with. You know, it's an honoring thing, and that's why I am concerned about it. And that's why when I say this isn't good for the black community, I really think it's not good. I'm not saying it's not good because I just don't like black people. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it because this is not constructive. Is not.
Is that a protest?
Well, not just protest. I'm saying when I see something, you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying it out of a certain way to be, I know better than them. I know their struggle. I say this is not good. Because one of the things even when little, bro, I was always fascinated by the civil rights movement because you have a man who had a dream, who made his dream into reality. Okay, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. That's like
he didn't do it by himself though.
He didn't do it by himself. He got movement.
Right. So I didn't say that just to like neglect, just to negate what you're saying. Well, I'm bringing a new topic and saying that there's some people who helped him do this. There's white males that helped him do this. There's white women who like stood next to these guys, but we never hear about them in our history books.
Yeah.
And I think that happens because they want us to think that they want either you want you to feel guilty as a white person, or they want you to feel like attacked as a black person. And then doing so, you're going to separate.
Divided. Now look, they want us divided.
Exactly.
And you know this better than anybody. The adversary wants us even more divided.
Right.
So this ain't an issue of, you know, our government's just so bad. The world was given to the hands of the wicked a long time ago. But that's the way our world works. It probably will always be divided. But I'm of the belief, especially if you have faith, I'm of the belief that you do have power to change things. You were given godlike gifts in a lot of ways, creative gifts, solutions. You were given a brain, a conscience, awareness. You know what's going on. And yeah, so I would, you know, I've been told that, you know, a lot of people, and you know, even being a different skin color, when a lot of black people tell you basically black or something, you get what I'm saying? Or they call you, or they say you got black soul. That's one thing I heard all the time, black soul. You have black soul, you're black soul in the white body. Why does it gotta be black? You know what I'm saying? I just understand you, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying? I understand you. You know, but we're taught to think black, white, you get what I'm saying? We're taught to think that. And it's not offensive because, I don't want to be black. It's offensive because that's just not what I'm trying to do. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be, you get what I'm saying? Trying to be me. I'm me. I'm not black, not white. People don't know I'm Hispanic. I don't go flying around. My sister, obsessed with being her race. Obsessed with, bro, it has nothing to do with me. My race literally has nothing to do with my spiritual body. Anything. My body don't have anything, bro. Unfortunately, our bodies on this world determine some things. You know, they determine some things.
Yeah, definitely, man. I hear that. And a lot of times when I'm on my Facebook making these like arguments, I'm not speaking to people who don't believe in Jesus Christ, because I expect people who don't believe in Jesus Christ to act like they don't believe in him. So they live for themselves and pursue their own American dream. But when I'm speaking to these Christians who believe in Jesus Christ, is because in God's text, he says that we are to care for the poor. When Jesus looked at the people, they were harassed and helpless, like a sheep without a shepherd, he had compassion for them. And you can't tell me that these Christian men who are wealthy in this country have compassion for these people, or they still have these lake houses that they go vacation at. They still have these houses that has rooms that aren't occupied, and there's people over in these other areas that are poor, and they say, well, we sent the money, they don't want to work, they don't want to do anything. Like, well, you keep going after them in the same way Jesus Christ came after us in our rebellion, in our sin, in our ignorance. You keep going after them so that they can know Christ.
True topic. And look, we talked about a lot of things today. It's on 30, right? We talked about a lot of things today. I think we opened up a few conversations, a few opinions. That will bring me to another point, and it's coming very soon. Donald Trump. Now, you talk about somebody rich, and everybody wants to... Look, I can clear the case for Donald Trump. I know I can. You talk about that. This man's busting his butt. He's 70 years old trying to make a difference. And if anybody would go... Everybody go watch the Donald Trump speech at the black church he went to and tell me what you think about it. Some very great things there. Well, anyways, that's our first episode. I appreciate it, James Brown, of Millo Maddix Show, whatever Millo's message, whatever we're gonna call it. We had some good conversation, and we're looking forward to doing more installments of this show, just debating issues so we can all understand and we can all get along and we can all be happy. Because you only got one life. There's no time to be sad or frustrated, and especially for no reason, when we can solve it. So that's all we got. Thank you for watching. Hey, peace out. We'll see you next time. Okay, guys, this was going to be part 1 of my conversation with James Brown. We did discuss a lot of things. We opened up a lot of conversation. It was a lot of conversation. But one of the things we did not do, and this is a big topic. This is not something you just, say a couple things and to solve. The next installment in part 2 of my conversation with James Brown, we're going to be talking about solutions, ways to fix these problems. So we're tired of complaining about them. We're tired of saying they're there. We're tired of having differences. We got to fix it. So the next installment is going to be about solutions for the problems and the issues that we addressed today.